Good morning. Good morning again. Good morning, everybody. Whew. All right, check that out. Okay, it was low possibility of failure. All right. It's kind of difficult. I go on all these rants and stuff, and I just don't know if it ever makes any sense. So I'm starting on the fascia. It's 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch put together. Staggering them so that I actually have a hope in heck to get them on here. This is quite difficult, and the plywood will have knots in it, and it is posing to give me a little bit of an issue in some places. Right here, it's on a really heavy part of the bend, and there's a joint and there's a knot. So I probably will try to, when I put in other pieces, I'll make sure that the joints have nice pieces beside them. Like I can cut out a knot, just take off like 4 or 6 inches, cut the knot out so that at least where the joint is and the overlapping ply in front of it doesn't want to split at a weak point. So right there. So I'm hoping, now that I've got the whole thing pinned down, that when I relax this, it won't just bust. If it does, I mean, I'll have to just do in a little patch there, cut out a piece and put something else in, but I'm going to try to not have that happen again. Plus, I kind of need all those clamps, and I can't like afford to have those clamps. I had 4 clamps there, and then I was on skeleton crew to try and do the rest of it. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. This front the sides will, you see how much easier the sides will be, so gentle, right? But this front, I'm plowing through it, and it's quite difficult, but the curve is nice. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so we're continuing on. I have full faith in this plan now. So on the end of the sew is always an explanation. So I'm just continuing, and I found a really great process with such little cracking. If I just follow a certain kind of steps, I've got it. So this was number 2 in the point where it cracked on the other side. So this one, 0 cracking. Added that 3rd piece in there from the back side, a little piece of 3/8 to kind of to support it, and it's cut. You know, I'm gonna have soffit down in here, and this is the bottom of this 2x8 here. So this one, thought out for the future, super awesome. This one, my first one, not so super awesome. So I have to now get up here from the inside after and cut it flush with the bottom. And I did a little bit of belt sanding just to clean it up, but I basically have to remove material now that it's cracked, you know, because it creates more of a point than an arc. So I remove material to create the circle again, and then I'll end up doing some Bondo over the joint and bringing it back to perfect, where the other one that I did, second one, will just be perfect. So anyway, this is all trial and error, and I'm doing it alone, and I'm up high, and it's really difficult, and I'm trying to maneuver like five clamps all at once to make these happen. So even for me, I have to figure it out as I go, and I'm fully okay with the first couple pieces not being as pretty as the rest because I didn't know what to do. So now I know what to do, and it looks way better, and it will have minimal patching, and I'm going to smash the rest of the material that I cut today. I have, what, I got like 13 more pieces. Let's see what I can do. All right. Pretty good day. Rough start here up in the front, some of the cracking up on this side, but I got a system where there's like next to zero cracks, just in the way that you clamp and pin, and you work 1 foot at a time. The product from here over is really, really nice, so I like that. Look at how good it looks. Yeah, love it. Let's see if I can finish it tomorrow. Okay, so this fascia board, I've been on and off working on this for about 4 days now. Kind of on and off. I had some other stuff I was doing, but I got it tied together. Okay. This, like everything else, did not go as expected, and this was far harder than the rest of them. You're listening for cracks, slowing down on the clamping, as many clamps as possible, pulling it in gradually, pinning as you go to relieve and even out the pressure. This was difficult. I probably should have gotten what's called rubber ply and done this a little bit different, but I am doing this out of construction grade material, and then I have to patch it and smooth it ready for fiberglass. So the end result is going to be the same, user friendly, zero, but I still making it work. But I got over to here and I just seamed this last part together. Oh. So this last part, so we've got, now look at that, 1, 2, 3 patches in this corner, and what, 2 of the patches I think are double patches. So they're 2 layers of 3/8 on the back as like a structural band-aid. And then, so this piece was incredibly difficult to tie the start and the finish together, and it wanted to keep cracking. So I have one temporarily, that's why I say I'm almost done. I have another piece out here. I put a 1/2 inch on the outside and screwed it on, just like this, I don't know. So there's like 5 ply in some areas trying to keep this shape. So I've got it pinned together. I've got it pinned to the trusses. I'm gonna let it relax for the rest of the day, and I'm gonna try very slowly tomorrow to remove my screws on that outside band-aid ply that I put on there. And I'm just gonna keep removing 1 screw at a time, listening, and if it stays, I'm done. If as I'm taking it out on one of the stress areas, if it decides to buckle and crack, then I gotta do a repair, take some of this apart and come up with a different idea. Anyways, this was way more difficult than I thought, but I persevered, and I'll show you some pictures of how it looks. And the deck up here is gonna be like super huge. Like it's probably almost 250 square feet up here, so it's gonna be a lovely little deck. Anyway, that's my rant on this 2-day project that took all of my senses, eyes and ears, and almost whooped me, but I think I have it. I don't want to say that too early, because tomorrow's going to tell. I will tune in tomorrow to tell you how it went. Okay, so another day, getting closer to sheeting this roof. I have it sloped, I have it flat. It's flat back here, just 3/4 inch, and then it tapers off. I'll also have, whenever it gets sheeted, there'll be a little corner piece that I add on here, just a little transition between the two, so the water will come down. It has a very small area where it can puddle. The boat is always going to be constantly kind of moving a little bit, and as soon as it gets, whoop, she's gone. So the front is done, and I just made up these sleepers. So those ones were 3/4 to nothing over 22 inches, so that's pretty steep. So when the water hits that, she's gone. So these ones on this back deck though area, everywhere back here, it will be 3/4 to nothing over 5 feet. So a little bit less of a slope, and then it'll be flat here in the middle. And again, a little transition piece at where this flat wall meets the actual sheeting. So it's not quite up to my standard where I would just say, let's sheet it, because I would like to get the belt sander out and just make sure every kind of crease where all the joints and connections, just even them all up, so that it's a really nice transition. Plus I had to make these shims, and like they're close, but like you make 32, they're all kind of a little bit different. So the belt sander just helps to even everything coming together, and you can feel pretty cool about gluing and screwing, because it's not coming up after that. So tomorrow we're gonna do this. Then the day after that, we'll probably end up doing the belt sand, and I may even get some of the sheets on. So, more to follow. Okay, so like so many other things, I'm going to shift gears. I got whatever shims on that I can, and they're glued and have to dry, but now my sheets are in the way. So I'm going to, as I said the other day, I'm going to get the belt sander out, and I'm going to work on these fronts, which I've been gluing over the last couple of days. And then I might start actually sheeting the front to get rid of some of these sheets so that I can move on back here. I got to wait for the glue to dry anyway for tomorrow. The shims are kind of brittle until it sets. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shift into sanding and get some sheets on and get some of this out of the way. Be easier for me to work back here. A little bit of a leapfrog, but I'll make it work. All nice and smooth, right out to the edge and around the corner. So pretty happy with how it all turned out, and I think the sheeting is going to look nice and uniform, and that's just going to be a thing of beauty. Whoop whoop. Okay, oop, almost fell. Okay, so I have to make this up as I go. That little ladder opening I just created, like everything, harder than expected. Just tedious. Anyway, so I made the opening for obviously a potential ladder, and then I thought, by fitting this, what's better than an actual ladder to kind of mock it all up? So I will show you. So here's the opening, okay? And just like this, there will be a ladder. I'm going to get it custom made out of aluminum with wider treads and probably some handrails that you can shimmy your hands up as you're going. So it'll be a nice elaborate ladder. I'm just going to get the angle. I'm going to put that board on an angle. So that'll be my, my new top mounting. I'm going to put top mounting for a future ladder. Then I'm going to put my shims on, glue them down and pin them. I'm going to sand that smooth, and I'm ready to actually start back here that I prepped doing the sheeting, and I'll work my way out. That's what the plan of the day is, to try and get that first row of sheeting down. So anyway, let's see how it goes. All right, I sit here on the cusp of a day. All right, I will tell you what. I think I said earlier, what did I want to do? Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to build this and maybe get the first row of sheeting on. I almost finished the second row of sheeting today, and everything looks beautiful. But something else happened today, and I'm gonna show you. And it's like, woo, it looks good. I'm gonna show you. I gotta go down and see my ladder. See my makeshift ladder. I'm already using it. All right, bring you along for the ride. 3 points of contact, except I only had one hand. Okay. Oh, check it out, window galore, 40 windows, baby. More in there. I couldn't even store them all. I had to just start sneaking them around. Oh man, check this one out. Boom, look at how big it is. Boom, 7 by 3, something like that. Anyway, so big day. Got these babies. They look awesome. And they are like a copper color on the outside. It was a custom color we chose. It's gonna go awesome with, well, I don't know, whatever Joe designed. She designed it, I'll put it together. Anyway, light a fire today. Today lit a fire because this boat is dialing it up on me. It is cranking up the difficulty, and it's been bogging me down, I'm not gonna lie, for about a month now. It's been hitting me with curves and stuff, and I've been feeling it because I'm not getting anywhere at the end of the day. I know I am, but it's so tedious. So that's what I mean. It's dialing it up, and I'm like, all right, pas de pluie. That's it. I'm gonna beat you, no problem. Light a fire. I got like 4 months to put this baby together. Because I'd like to move into this in 4 months, and I want Joe to move into this in 4 months, and I don't want this stringing out forever. So you know what? It wants to go crazy. I say, boom, bring it to me. You ain't seen nothing yet. This boy will whoop you. Whoop your butt, boy. All right, okay. Today was crazy. Tomorrow, I'm gonna try to land another crazy day and another one after that, and just keep checking these things off my list because, you know, this boat met its match. Steven, thanks for building the boat back in '84, but I'm rebuilding it 2022, and you know, she's bigger and better. She's killing it. She's killing it. And you're gonna wait to see all of the cool stuff I got in store. I'll see you tomorrow. Brand new day. Let's get this back deck sheeted. Woo! Pretty good push there, a couple hour push. Yeah, stock deck though. Now that it's sheeted, like it looked big, but now that it's sheeted, it's pretty big, it's huge. There's no way I wouldn't even have like 6 people up here. You know, you walk from one side to the other, this place will flip right over. No, but it's really big. I picture up here, I envision just 2 nice Adirondack chairs, little patch of fake grass or something up here, so you can come up here at the end of the day, kick back, have a beer, watch the sun go down, just something real nice up on top. Okay, like I told you yesterday, look at this sweat coming here. It's butt kicking day. There's a day of reckoning is at hand, boy. All right, so what you just kind of watched me do was I put all of these cripple walls underneath of the floor. So this is a floating floor, and I have plumbing that's gonna go under here that I'd like to make. This is the center right here. I'd like to make an access panel that I can put like in the floor from the bathroom, and then an access panel here on this side, like the mudroom side. So all of this you can get at if you ever had a problem. Also, the boat will be not level, whatever way. It looks like, you know, more the kitchen side, it's going to be heavier, and there's more windows on that side because of the glass and stuff. Just the way that the weight ratio, whenever you put everything in and it wants to sit that side. I'm also going to have as big as I can and can move, I'm gonna have like 2 foot by 2 foot by 8 inches deep concrete blocks in here that I'll be able to shift around as I need. So I'll probably have at least 1,000 pounds of concrete in here that I can go left, right, center. Whenever we get our stuff moved in, I can then balance this thing back to level, straight-ish, but little things that you pick up along the way. So that's what's happening. But I did just make these cripple walls to support the floor, so there's no bounce in the floor, and also try to keep then the center open for an access panel, and I can shift things around. So there you go. Task 2 of the day complete. Good morning, everybody. Okay, today I'm going to be doing the sheeting on this floor. A little bit of cross bracing as I go wherever I need to put one in between sheets. But I built this nice step yesterday on a little angle. It has good clearance for where the washer and dryer are gonna go. I mocked up a little template and I slid the template in so I know that it can make the corner. And now I'm gonna put the sheeting down today. So let's get sheeting. Yeah. All right, so we're actually starting to get somewhere. And you saw I was sheeting is what I was doing. Turns out I was actually just doing a whole bunch of blocking. Now, there was a lot of thought. All these blocking are like strategic to where the sheets are gonna be, which I believe that the best placement for the sheet is where I'm putting a blocking. So the seams have something underneath it. You know, also, this one's gonna have my 3-inch toilet coming through it, and I didn't want to have so many blocks in there. That means I gotta cut a 4-inch hole through all of these, and then it makes it harder to get the pipe going in and out. But they're more than 16 apart. It's 5/8 rather than 3/4. 5/8 is typical for a floor, but it's about 19 inches, and there's a little bit of sag when you stepped in the middle. So unfortunately, I'm gonna make myself do it the hard way, and I'm gonna have to bore out all those holes, but nothing I can't handle. It actually looks like a 1-day thing will actually be done in 1 day. All right. It looks good. It feels super strong. It's cut real well. Needs to be polished up just a little bit, but most of these, if not all of them, are actually going to come out whenever I start the plumbing, and I'm just going to set them off to the side, but that will be something I'll be thankful for later. All right, boom. Hello everybody. It's actually been a little while since I made a video. And I'll tell you why. So I've gotten to the point where I've pretty much built the boat. And now I'm into the patching, sanding, routering, feathering, fairing, compounding. So there's actually, visually each day, there's not a whole lot that changes. But when you stand up beside any one thing, you can see that it's all true, it's all fair, nice, it's all patched, it's all sanded, it's routed on the edges. Next to perfect, like a hot rod bodywork job right before paint. So that's basically what I'm trying to achieve. Maybe not that fine, but pretty fine. And I'm about like 75% done the roof. Because I am done all the building up there. So it's been patched, it's been sanded, and I have a little bit more patching up there, and I can call it complete. And I kind of started down here. I had this trimmed, but you know, I needed to do some actual good Bondo work to fill the gap between the two, and I routed it flush, and then I belt sand the edge. It's just so many processes, so many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you're done that one piece. So there's been a lot that there's not a great deal of me showing you, but there's a ton of work, and if I rush this and just kind of like, oh, that's okay, then it affects the final product, which, you know, goes against a lot of things that I stand for as a builder, kind of. So yeah, I mean, eventually I'll kind of show you all the things, but it's really tough to see, you know, stuff like this. You gotta router the edge, you gotta belt sand the edge, then I come back and I do some Bondo work, and then I hit it with the sander again, and then I gotta router the corner edge on it, and then after, when it's all said and done, then all these gotta be, you know, wood filled, sanded. So that's kind of just the gist of what I've been up to, and it's going to take me another couple of weeks. But I can see every day that things are just becoming much more refined. It's dirty though, so I'm trying to have like a dirty task in the morning and then something kind of easier for the afternoon, just to keep my brains straight of some of this stuff. Because anyone that knows about sanding for, well, a project like this size, it's just non-stop sanding, and anyone that knows about that is, you know, it's a lot to do, so I'm trying to break it up. Anyway, the product that is coming out of it is something to be super proud of, and I am. So it's taken me longer than I expected to get to fiberglass stage, but just is what it is. So anyway, I'd like to show you along the way, but it's just be a lot of videos of just me sanding with a fan behind me blowing the dust away from me. So I don't really think you need to see very much of that. I'll just kind of show you some of the polished work along the way. I might see you tomorrow. Probably not though.